Hi again, Ann at Super Stitch. I'm finally back with my review of the Janome Continental M17. I know it's been since May 4th when we launched the machine. We were hoping to get it right out to you, but things have just been a little crazy here at Super Stitch and the Moz household. But we're finally back with our review. The good thing is it's given me a couple of months to really put this machine through its paces so I can really show you my favorite features and really talk about the features of the machine. Stay with me and I'll show you at the end a project, a very special project that I made, and just love this machine. It was perfect for finishing my project. The first thing we're going to talk about is the obvious. This machine is huge. It's just so beautiful and so big. You're just absolutely gonna love it, and you can do anything on this machine. So we have a 13.5-inch bed space. Not only that, you've got 5.5 inches of height to really accommodate those thicker quilts, and over 3 inches of space underneath the needle. So it's so much easier now to access changing your needle and getting into there. Plus you have 9 LED lights, so the lighting is just phenomenal. It's so bright, and that makes all the difference in your sewing. You've got a self-opening top, just pops right open. You've got pop-up spool pins, pop-up thread stand, so no need to get an additional thread stand. If you do use those extra big cones, there's even an extra attachment to guide those threads into your threading sequence. The machine comes with extra storage in it, and there's even larger extension plates, which I love because it gives me even more space to work with. So you've got several different storage things built right into the machine. You've got stitch charts, you've got these awesome magnets to store your screwdriver, your scissors, your snips, even needles, whatever you need. Your stitch charts, you can stick those right into the lid of the machine to access whichever stitch charts you want to look at. But really the main thing about this machine, what really sets it apart from anything else on the market, is what's under the hood. So it's like driving a Ferrari. It's beautiful on the outside, but really what is powering this machine is on the inside. This is really an engineering masterpiece. So you've got a 12-core brushless motor that just gives us the speed and the power unlike anything else out there. It just is a breeze to sew and sew through anything. Janome, who's known for industrial robots, has incorporated that engineering into this embroidery unit. You have 2 solid cast frames with 3 linear guides in our embroidery unit. The stability at 1,200 stitches per minute and a 12 by 18 hoop is just phenomenal. You won't believe how smooth and precise the embroidery is on this machine. So also what's included in this machine? You get 5 hoops, including a 12 by 18 inch hoop. You have an AccuFill hoop. The hoops are now so easy to use because you've just got levers just to snap your fabric in and hold it nice and tight. So easy to re-hoop now. So let's talk about what all you get with the machine. It comes with 38 feet and attachments and then a nice little storage box. You have 3 needle plates. And to change the plates, it's just a breeze with just a push of the button. You've got your 9mm plate, your single hole plate, and the HP high performance plate with the HP foot and even the AccuFeed HP foot. So you've got 5 hoops with levers for adjusting. It's just so much easier to hoop. You've got 5 hoops including the AccuFill hoop and the 12 by 18 inch hoop. There's actually 7 AccuFeed feet with the machine. You have an AccuStitch regulator now. That's one of the biggest new things is your stitch regulator. And the stitch regulator foot has 4 different attachments. An open toe, a closed toe, a clear, and a ruler work foot for stitch regulation. Unbelievable. You also get Artistic Digitizer Junior with the machine, and we've got a brand new cloth guide that's really cool, just snaps right on. And right now we're offering a bonus pack that just has $2,000 worth of accessories with it as well, and we'll show you a runner that was made with the Kimberly Einmo Shishiko kit that is included in the bonus kit. So let's talk about your high definition sewing. You can stitch now at 1,300 stitches per minute. Again, just smooth as could be. The feed dogs drop down every time you finish sewing, so nothing catches, and as soon as you start sewing, those feed dogs raise up and pull your fabric right in. You can sew from the sheerest chiffon to multiple layers of denim, no problem. It just goes through anything. So the power and the smoothness and the precision is just unlike anything else. My favorite feature is the new thumb wheel. This is just genius. Because this machine is so big, instead of having to reach over and turn the hand wheel to drop your needle where you need it to be, the thumb wheel drops it right where you need it to be. So I personally love to do applique. And there's nothing like applique on a Janome machine, but I want to drop that needle right on the outside edge of my fabric, and I can use that thumb wheel and it drops right where I need it to be. Absolutely love that feature. I've been using it all the time. That is absolutely my favorite feature. So that is one of our newest features on this machine. We're at 1,300 stitches per minute. Driven by ball bearings, so again, you can sew sheer fabric, you can sew heavy fabric, you can sew anything on this machine. We've got our sewing applications, so I call it I don't need to know anything mode, because I just go in, tell it what I want to do, and it sets everything up. If I select applique, for example, it reduces the tension, reduces the foot pressure, everything's ready to go. I just tell the machine what I want to do, everything's ready to go. And the new display is so intuitive, and it's just so easy to follow. And one of the new sewing applications again is our stitch regulator. So when you're selecting from the screen, you'll notice how bright it is, and the icons are just so much more intuitive. It's so easy to select the application that you want. We actually have two touch screens. Our main touch screen is a full LCD, full color touch screen. We have a middle touch screen that is 4.3 inches, also an LCD screen. So what's really cool is when you select anything on your main screen, everything you can do to that is right in front of you in that middle screen. So you're no longer having to go back and forth, look back and forth, and make adjustments. Every adjustment you can make is right in front of you, so it's so convenient. And of course, when you're sewing, those LED lights make it so nice to sew. You can sew on any color fabric, and it just makes it's just a breeze to sew. A new needle threader that has worked every time. It has yet to miss on me, so we love the new needle threader. That was our high definition sewing. Now we also have high definition quilting, which of course I kind of alluded to in our sewing part, because with our high definition quilting, that includes our AccuFeed with 7 different feet and our stitch regulator with 4 feet. And the stitch regulator, there's an alarm that if you go too fast, it'll let you know. But now you no longer have to worry about trying to go too fast or too slow, have your stitches too short or too long. You actually control the stitch length you want those stitches to be. So you want to do a longer stitch length, you set that stitch length for what you want. Maybe you want to do some micro stippling, you can reduce that stitch length and make those stitches shorter, and no matter how fast or slow you go, those stitches will be consistent. So now, even a novice like me, I'm not not talented at free motion at all. I can even do free motion and maintain a consistent stitch length. Engineering in this embroidery unit just makes for so much precision, speed, and power. It's just a breeze to embroider anything on this machine. And the built-in designs now have so much detail in them. They're just absolutely gorgeous built-in designs. You'll love sewing those out, and you'll really appreciate the precision and the stability as you're stitching these designs, even in that huge 12 by 18 inch hoop. One of our new favorite features is the hoop detector. So I can select a design, say in the 5x7 hoop, and if I put the 4x4 hoop on, it's going to tell me that I've got the wrong hoop on and tell me to put a bigger hoop on. Let's say I put in the big 11-inch square hoop instead of the 5x7. It will automatically recognize that hoop and change to that hoop. You no longer have to go to the edit screen and change your hoop. The machine knows detects which hoop is on the machine, and it won't let you do a design that isn't in a large enough hoop. So we love the new hoop detector. We also have a new positioning marker, so I can always see exactly where that needle drop is. So for lining up designs, that the new positioning marker is very, very handy. There's 1,230 built-in designs in the machine, and again, just absolutely gorgeous built-in designs. Another one of my favorite features is we have a new optical bobbin sensor. So there's no longer use trying to set the sensitivity of your bobbin sensor. When this machine is embroidering, it will get down to really almost nothing, maybe a yard of thread left on that bobbin, and it stops. So it will not let you run out of bobbin thread, but you don't end up with having quite a bit of bobbin thread left and then trying to figure out if you can keep sewing or not. It will just keep going, and that optical sensor will just stop when you are almost out. So no more wasting bobbin thread. So the hoops that are included with the machine, you've got your 4x4 hoop, you've got a 5x7 hoop, you've got a square 11 by 11 inch hoop, you've got an AccuFill hoop, 10.6 by 10.6, and you've got your huge 11 by 18 inch hoop. And now we also have two new apps. We have our AccuAssist app and our Embroidery Link app. And these work for Apple and Android. So now everybody can use these new apps. So that's another improvement from our 15,000 to the new Continental M17. Now with your AccuAssist, all of the machine functions are right available to you right at your fingertips. If you want to check and see what a foot does, there's even some videos, or again, you can always check our YouTube videos on our Super Stitch YouTube channel for some videos on using your feet as well. But you've got all the information about all the feet. You can view all your stitches right on your iPad, and then you could select one and send it wirelessly right into the machine once you select a stitch that you want. So it's actually just very, very quick and easy to view all of your stitches right on the machine or right on your iPad. You can also view all of your embroidery designs right on your iPad. So again, you can just scroll through and view them. You find one you want to do, just select it, send it to the machine, it'll open right on the machine. Then for your Embroidery Link app, anything that's on your iPad, whether you import it from email or you've downloaded it, you can access right into your Embroidery Link app. You can edit them. Basically, the Embroidery Link app, for those of you that had the 15,000 before, or the S9, the Embroidery Link app has combined AccuEdit, AccuMonitor, and AccuDesign. So now you can import those designs, you can edit them, you can pick them apart, like you could just pull a flower out of a basket and use it by itself. You could fit to hoop, it will completely recalculate your stitches. We did a class where we were just able to bring in a design from email. We were able to rotate it, it's an edge-to-edge design, so it's just an example of one of our classes that we offer free to our machine owners. We were able to bring the design in, rotate it, resize it, and just hit add one to the lower edge, and so my edge to edge just automatically connected, and then I could send it right back to the machine and go ahead and sew it out. So there's just so much you can do with your new Embroidery Link app. Again, it just works wirelessly with your machine. Included with your machine, you have the Artistic Digitizer Junior. So that allows you to create some of your own designs, and again, that can send wirelessly to your machine as well. So lots of options. You don't even need to be in front of your machine. Everything is right at your fingertips. Very, very convenient. So now that I've talked about everything that I love about this new machine, I'm going to show you something very special that I was able to make, and it was just a breeze on this machine. So my grandson just graduated, and he was quite the track star, and I wanted to make something special for him. And it was really difficult to find a pattern for track, so I just kind of made it up as I went along, and I just created a track. Just drew a large oval on a couple yards of fabric and then layered it and I was able to sew all the way around using my AccuFeed foot through the batting and stitch this huge long track, and then using my spacing bar, just making all the lanes 1 inch apart. And the space on this machine just made it a breeze to stitch all the way around this huge quilt. And it sewed so beautifully, and there was just no problem managing the quilt on this huge space on this machine. So I just really appreciated the space that I have just as I was starting the quilt, stitching the tracks. Once I did that, then we just printed a bunch of pictures of him on printable fabric. And then I just decided to just applique them onto a piece of fabric. And did I use that thumb wheel? You bet I did. I was able to drop that needle right on the outside of each picture and just applique around it. Just love Janome applique. It was so easy, and I just really appreciated that thumb wheel. Used it for every single one. It was just so easy. And then once I put the whole thing together, I backed it with Minky. So now it's pretty thick, but I used my AccuFeed foot again to just put a little bit of quilting in it. And I was able to stitch all of the Minky to the back and do my quilting. And then I was able to use my AccuSetter app to, I embroidered the lane numbers. And I just put in lanes 1 through 8 with no order at all. Was able to receive that into my AccuSetter and then position them so that the lane numbers lined up perfectly with the names, or with the lanes, and then also was able to bring in northeast and then perfectly position that with the AccuSetter. So I used my sewing features, I used my embroidery features, I used my applique features, I used my AccuFeed. I used everything this machine has, and I think it turned out really great. So we just really appreciated this machine, and I think you'll appreciate it when you go to do your special projects. So there's so much to this machine. I probably missed a few things because there is just so much. So in the comments below, if I missed something that you want to see, put that in the comment, or if you want to see a close-up or more detailed demonstration on any of these features, just let us know in the comments. Of course, when you buy a machine at Superstitch, you're going to have free classes where we will be teaching you how to take advantage of all the features on the machine. So be sure to just leave your comments. Be sure to like and subscribe us on our YouTube channel.